Hi everybody. Okay, so I'm back with another K-drama to see, have you already seen it? And if not, is this something that you would check out? Okay, so before we get into the video, you already know the drill. Like this video, follow me for more, and share this with someone that you know that would be into K-dramas. Okay, so let's get started. The name of this K-drama is called Lie to Me. Now, this is definitely an older K-drama. I had to go back and rewatch the first few episodes, and I'm still watching it now, and my man actually started tuning in and watching it. He is cracking up. So how it starts out, there's a girl, her name is Ajung. I don't remember her last name. I think it's like Gong Ajung. And she kind of gets embarrassed at this work event that she hosts, to the point that the girl goes to a nightclub or a bar to kind of drink away her sorrows. Now, while she's getting drunk, a man kind of approaches her, and he's just like, yeah, this is kind of like my style. Like, he really likes her because she's a little weird, a little different, right? So Buddy and her are drinking, and then she ends up having to cover the tab and everything. And he runs out, and she's running out after him like, hey, like, excuse me. And she bumps into this other man. Now, in bumping into this other man, at some point, she passes out. Buddy rushes her to the hospital. The hospital essentially says that she has alcohol poisoning from drinking way too much, right? Okay, cool. Now, he covers her fees. He pays for everything that, needs to be paid for, and then he leaves. As he's leaving, she says, wait, I'm going to pay you back. Like, what's your name? What's your whatever? He kind of looks at her like, yeah, okay, you're going to pay me back. He seems to think that she knows who the hell he is. She don't got no idea who this motherfucker is, okay? She don't know this man from a hole in the wall. So the next day, she kind of like, she runs into like her friend. And I say friend in air quotes because realistically, that girl was definitely not her friend, okay? When they were in like, I would say college or high school, kind of, when they were in school, she was kind of like telling her friend, oh, I can't wait to introduce you to him. Like, he's so amazing. He's so perfect. I can't wait to finish my civil servant exam so that, he and I could like, be together. Cause at this point, she's kind of admiring him from afar, but she's confiding in her friend. Now, the friend sits there and goes, this is who you're hyping up like this? Turns around and starts dating him. I thought he wasn't anything special. You even said that he's not even that handsome. Turns around and starts dating him, then has the nerve to say, you're going to congratulate us, right? So that broke our girl, right? Okay, so fast forward to present day. Present day, she's at the hair salon. She's trying to get a complete makeover to kind of hide herself from the shame that she just experienced from, the work of it, right? And she runs into this girl. Now, when she runs into this girl, she goes, oh, my husband is here, which is the guy that the girl liked, right? So they show up, and then she's just like, oh, are you just here by yourself? And then she was just like, actually, I'm on my way to meet my husband. I'm married. They were like, you're married, right? And then she was like, there's no way you're married. Not everyone can get married, right? She's like, no, I'm married. Then the girl picks up the phone and pretends to be like, oh, honey, I'm coming. And so now this girl is now seething at the mouth because she's like, ain't no way that you're married. Next scene pans out to our girl going to that hotel to essentially pay back this man the $66.25 that he had covered for her at the hospital, okay? And when she's there, they're kind of telling her, oh, he's not in, you can't see him. So she goes to sit down for a little bit thinking maybe she's going to wait for Buddy, but he's just going to pull up. No, instead, she kind of sees that Buddy's talking to a woman. He's technically on a blind date, but if you saw it, it looks kind of like he's in a business meeting. So she figures she's going to kick it and wait for him. She's sitting in the chair, drinking her little tomato juice or whatever red juice that she has. And she's being nosy as hell, tilting her chair all the way back. Obviously, in tilting her chair all the way back, what does it do? She falls back. Draws this man's attention. He looks over like, oh gosh, this girl, right? And then it hits him. Wait a minute, I've seen this girl somewhere before, right? So now everybody's crowding around her. He goes over to her and he picks her up. Now, in picking her up and carrying her out, you already know how that looks over there, okay? It looked like y'all are something a little bit more intimate than you really are. Now, as he's carrying her out, one of her former classmates that's from that friend group sees her and is just like, is that Gong Ajung? And then they're like, she starts asking the people, hey, who's that man? And they say who the man's name is. So she's just shocked. And after this event, I guess she's supposed to be meeting with the actual friend group of hers. And they're sitting around, and the original girl, Soran, which is the one that took our lead's man, right? She starts saying, oh, I ran into Gong Ajung. She's so pathetic. She's saying that she's married. Now, the other friend everybody's laughing. The other friend goes, no, she is married. I saw her husband. He even carried her out. And they're like, what do you mean you saw her husband? So she shows a picture of this man, right? So now, between all of the 4 or 5 of these girls just gossiping, it starts spreading like crazy. Come to find out, Buddy is a chebol, okay? Richie McRich, okay? Now, what ends up happening is the rumors are spiraling and going crazy and everything. Everybody's saying that he's married to this girl. So now he's losing his mind. He's just like, who is this girl that everybody is accusing me of being married to? Buddy is not here for it. He tells his secretary, get a lawyer. We're going to sue her for defamation of character. You didn't even try to talk to her to figure out if it was true or not. And then what ends up happening is, he meets with her, he talks to her, and she's just like, I didn't even know that this rumor was kind of circulating. And so he invites her to the hotel to kind of clear it up and tell people, like his friend group, no, I'm not married. So when she shows up, she sees that friend of hers with the friend's husband. And instead of saying, hey, Mr. Whatever, I'm here, she goes, yo, bo. And everybody looks at her because you're not just going to say honey and nobody going to look at you. And the friend turns around like, he's real? He's a real person? Now this dude is just like, what the F, bro? I tried to trust you to clear this rumor and now you lied. Yeah, we're going through with the defamation lawsuit. So what ends up happening is that guy from the bar that she was drinking with, well, come to find out that the man that she was getting drunk with at the bar is the male lead's younger brother. Now he ultimately says to her, hey, like, I can help you in your situation because, the defamation lawsuit, right? He kind of like steals his brother's car and essentially like abducts these really famous, sorry, let me not say famous, these really important Chinese investors for the hotel. And he kind of takes them, where they want to go so that they can enjoy like their second marriage, their second remarriage or whatever 30th year anniversary, whatever anniversary they were celebrating, right? He takes them, all over with her, and he pretty much says that that's the brother's wife. And so they're like, wow, we didn't know he was married. We thought he was just like a workaholic, blah, blah, blah. So that kind of encourages these very important people that didn't want to stay at that man's hotel originally to go and stay at that man's hotel. Now, in doing that, that kind of like prompts him when he's in a meeting with him to say, oh, like, we didn't know that you were married. Your wife was so great. She reminds me of, us when we were younger, after being married for like 30, 40 years. after being married for about 30-40 years, you kind of tend to get childish. So now he's just like, oh, they're like, next time you meet with us, make sure you bring your wife. So the man that was threatening to sue her for defamation now is seeking out to this woman, hey, let's have a fake marriage because now it's benefiting me. So he essentially says, we're going to put me suing you on hold. It's not off the table, but it's on hold, right? And so the two of them draft an unofficial contract pretty much saying like what they're going to do. And it's kind of the point of the whole show is really just them keeping the rows or the ruse up that they are married, to fool her friend or frenemy that's kind of like actively snooping, and to also fool these like really big important Chinese investors who are looking to, you know, potentially invest or do business with him. Okay, so I definitely or highly suggest that you guys check it out. Thanks so much for watching. Okay, thanks, bye.